Hello, everybody. What is going on? And welcome back to Plastic Addict. This is episode 31. Today, we have a special guest, Nick, on the show, and he's going to talk us through some disc golf history, some wild discs that I've never even heard of or seen before. So let's welcome to the show, Nick.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Well, I'm going to welcome in Nick to the show. Nick, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing really well, Silas. How are you?
Awesome, man. I'm doing good. So we'll just hop right into it. I always like to ask people that come onto the show. First one, how did you get into disc golf? And like how long have you been playing roughly?
So I played Ultimate in high school.
Okay.
I graduated high school in like '03. Tried to convince myself I could still run for a few years, and then kind of transitioned into disc golf a few years after that. So maybe '05, '06, something like that.
Okay. Did you have like a team that you were on like in high school then?
Yeah, so I was a club member in the inaugural season at a high school in Vermont. Came back and even coached. It became, I think, something in the neighborhood of the 15th varsity ultimate program in the country.
Oh, that is awesome. I like myself, I'm just getting into ultimate. So I have a friend that plays like on a team. And so sometimes I'll like go to their practices and just like it's intense. It's a lot more running than I thought. It's very intense.
Absolutely.
But,
shout out to St. Johnsbury Hilltoppers, by the way.
There you go. Awesome, man. So what brought you said ultimate, you started out doing. How did you just get into disc golf just because of ultimate? Or was there any one person that got you into it?
Well, I just love to throw frisbees, right? Always kind of enjoyed that and was really missing it. Moved back to Charlotte and where I went to high school, kind of grew up, and just had a buddy of mine that we kind of fell in love with it together. We were out there just grinding every day, kind of same courses, same time period. Big Germ was doing it in Charlotte, just never running into each other.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, what do you have for us today? What do you have? What you got?
I hope I have something that a lot of people don't know about. That was kind of my goal, something that I'm kind of passionate about. I live in Asheville, North Carolina now, and around here in the local like disc golf community, I'm known as the Ching discs guy, that weird disc guy. So I have a selection of Ching discs to give you a quick kind of history on what that is.
Yeah, please.
And certainly I'm not a historian, and it's all like kind of hearsay, and I'm, from the fifth person down getting the information. But from my understanding, Mike Holgate, North Carolina guy up here in the mountains, had some sort of relationship with DGU, Innova East Coast. He invented the dye sublimation process that they used to use on their discs. So you'll see sometimes they call them like Ching rocks, Ching AVRs. They'll have like a famous one has like a Buddha on it. It's an old rock, I believe. But they did like the first actual dye sublimation process onto the discs that wasn't like a hot stamp.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Allowing them to do like full color kind of stuff, which was really like something special back then. And so along with that, I think he invented the Skill Shot, that little foldable umbrella basket, the fabric one that we're also familiar with that Innova still makes.
Okay.
You'll notice on the box, it still says Ching Discs on the Skill Shot.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, and he was also involved in just kind of innovation in kind of disc technology. How that actually came about, I don't know, but a lot of his stuff was printed in China. So this was in like the early 2000s to like 2010, 2012 maybe. I ended up finding a Ching disc at like the only place to buy discs back then in Charlotte. It's like a head shop. That was where we got our discs. There was no disc shop. So I saw a weird disc. I'll show it to you in a second, but let me show you the normal ones that I have first. These are some prototypes that Mike gave me. They're just gummy kind of champion-ish
Oh, wow.
plastic, but really, really
Yeah.
gummy. These are just kind of normal discs, but kind of prototype material. Not really sure what this mold ended up being called or if it was ever produced, but that's one of the kind of normal ones I have.
Okay. Very cool.
These are.
Did
This is
he?
called the. Go ahead.
Was
Yeah,
that the
please.
founder there? Was that the founder?
I,
Of Ching?
I believe so. I mean, I think it's his
Okay.
company as far as I understand, and he recently I ran into him after searching him out and ended up randomly running into him after I gave up. And he gave me a stack of like prototypes and stuff. I had a few already, had searched out a few and had a few from 10, 12 years ago.
Okay. Awesome.
So this is he did like there was a regrind. Whoa, there we go. There was a regrind. You see how it's like speckled. This was a regrind actually made in USA because it's reground in the USA. So I think this was the only disc they actually managed to get US production on, but it's like a reground Chinese disc. It's called the Legacy. This is their power plastic. First run USA. Pretty cool.
Okay.
So these are regrinds. You'll recognize these. These are pretty common. You'll see them kind of out and about. Now, the ones that start getting really cool and what makes Ching Ching and different and the kind of innovation sort of that they did was here's a putter.
Oh my goodness.
This is the
What is
Juju.
going on there?
It was originally called the Mojo. It's called the later one was the Juju. Some sort of like name problem with the Mojo and another disc being produced at the time. But this was like their kind of platform putter. It's a stiff kind of DX-ish material plastic, a little
Interesting.
grippier.
Yeah. Is there
and
any
so-
reason for those dimples there?
Yeah, they call them the
Like
like
on the top?
accelerator grooves, and I as far as I understand, now they do provide pretty nice little thumb grips in kind of different sizes.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
heard rumors that depending on where you gripped it, it was supposed to change the stability of the disc. I think that's clearly impossible. Maybe just hearsay. I doubt that was part of the design.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But another part of it, I think, was just, using a little bit of like golf ball technology, a little bit of like dimple action.
Definitely.
I was just drawn to it because of the kind of grippiness. I never used this putter, but I ended up kind of getting a couple, and kind of their most like legendary kind of disc is a version of this putter that's like really gummy. So I did
Okay.
get my hands on one of these from Mike in that box. This is like a prototype one or test material, but it's like,
Oh wow.
completely, expunged back. So you'll find
Interesting.
you'll find some strange old bearded guys in the mountains of North Carolina throwing these every once in a while.
Are
So-
they still making stuff?
No, it's completely defunct. There's rumors that they may spring back up, but whether that involves Mike or I think Innova may hold the patents to some of the discs. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Hashtag free
Okay.
Ching discs, dude. So, and then along the same lines as that, the Juju or the Mojo, they made a mid range. So it's going to be really similar. So I'll just kind of not take a bunch of time on it. It's called the Precision. That foil doesn't like my autofocus on the camera.
Okay,
We
so
got
it's
another
like the
precision
same
here.
thing, but just with mid range.
Yeah, just blunter, kind of like rock rim almost.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they even had a driver version. This is their Supreme plastic.
Oh.
Pretty sharp. It says it's for the big bombers, 250 to 350 feet. Those
Wow.
the big bombers.
Yeah, back in the
ultra
day,
long
I
distance.
guess that was.
Sure. Yeah. And then so that's kind of like what I consider the normal Ching stuff. Now,
Okay.
this particular disc is the one that I fell in love with, that I still bag. This is the original one I got back in Charlotte. It's called the Oracle. It's got 3 dimples. I use it as
Yeah,
like an
what in the
overhand tomahawk, tomahawk to scooper kind of situation. It's my like woods disc, right? So it's pretty neutral to
Interesting.
understable. It's like a mid, and it has that same idea, but it actually, I don't know, it just fits really comfortably in my thumb. So I'm able to really, really grip and torque into it. I got a baseball
Yeah, that
background.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's not, I think I called into debate night once and asked Brody, like, should you tomahawk a neutral mid range? He's like, probably not.
So are these ones PDJ approved? Do you know?
Yeah, they are.
They
Yeah,
are.
I think maybe there might be a couple prototypes to make. Maybe some of these test runs might not technically be, but the molds are
Right.
for sure. These specific ones,
Okay.
like here's the next one. This is my replacement that I actually bagged now. This one, the old one was getting too flippy, so I found another one on eBay after searching for a long time. But it's like they're power plastic. It's a mid range. This one actually, it's got nice kind of gummy to it.
Okay.
Love it.
Yeah, so can you find these things on eBay? Like, do they have them on eBay and stuff?
I mean,
or just pop up here and
they
there?
pop up here and there. I'll
Okay.
run searches, and sometimes there will be a few. Sometimes there will be a lot. Maybe like 20 total, like combined discs. But people will be asking
Okay.
kind of outrageous prices, right? Yeah.
So, yeah, seeing that it's not made anymore.
Yeah, and so like that soft putter goes for like hundreds of dollars usually.
Wow.
Because that one specifically is just very difficult to find. Not a lot were made, and some people just love it, and there's nothing really like it.
Yeah, no, super interesting dimple technology.
It's just
I
really
recently
different.
there was a disc. What was it called? I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but someone brought it in the used section at our store, and it had dimples on the outside rim. It was like a driver, and maybe that like there's got to be something there. There's got to be some kind of technology
Like on
there.
the underside,
No, it's like on the rim. So
like the fly plate, the whole top of it. Because the
So,
Lat
like-
64 made like a missile in and the Culver in.
right. Yeah, I
That
did
have the
see that
dimple
as well.
tops.
But like we're talking like dimples around the rim, just around the rim.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
I don't know what that does. I think it's supposed to just reduce drag, as far as I know. But yeah, super interesting. Maybe we'll see Ching pop back up or something like that, or maybe we'll see some manufacturer start doing that dimple technology. I don't know.
Well, I think it's important that innovation continues in disc technology, right? Like this was kind of in that like, kind of early 2000s, like right around 2010, where there was a lot of innovation. A lot of these molds you're talking about were from that era. And then that kind of stopped and things got really streamlined and fast and make your destroyer, right? And
Yes,
then, and now it's, overstable approach discs and, still more destroyers.
Yeah.
But I think that like what Doomsday is doing right now, they're kind of like experimental series. I don't know if you've seen like that landmine that they just came out with.
They're like super sharp, like
Just squared off like Minecraft.
squared
disc.
off edge. Yeah.
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 I just think it's cool, man. I think it's cool to experiment, get things in people's hands, see how they fly, see if you can find a use for it. I think that's the era we're entering, right?
Definitely, yeah. As we see disc golf kind of one up itself and keep on trucking, if you will, keep on growing. Over COVID, we saw the exponential growth that it had, and along with the sport growing, the technology has to grow too. So I think dimple technology, stuff like that, gyro, lighter flight plate, all this stuff can be experimented with. So it's exciting stuff. It's exciting stuff for sure. I can't wait for what's to come.
Yeah, sure. I mean, aerodynamics are very complex, and there's lots of directions you can go. And I'm no physicist, so I think that it's just going to be interesting to see kind of where things go, and if we are really in the golden era of technology, or if the next big thing is going to make all the stuff we're throwing feel like 1980s discs do now.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Oh man. So
So,
do you have
ahead.
anything else? What you got?
Well, I mean, just to finish off, there's like one more mold. I got a couple more plastics and copies, but just
Okay,
like another kind of in between. It's like a 5 ridge kind of situation. This one I just
Interesting.
ran into recently, and it's just I just think it's very interesting. It provides interesting grip and just aerodynamic sort of stuff.
Yeah, so do you know like if they had a technology, well obviously they did the technology. Do you know if they stated like, hey, this actually is supposed to go faster, or hey, this is supposed to reduce drag, or anything like that? Do you
So
know?
they have like they called it their draft technology. It stood for something like, as some sort of acronym, and then the
Yeah.
accelerator with EXCEL instead of ACCEL, so accelerator.
Oh,
So they have
yeah.
patents on stuff, and I just it had something to do with aerodynamics, and I believe Mike had some sort of engineering background, but I'm not positive. So just I think innovation is purest form, and trying to do something different, bring something different to market. And it's North Carolina company as well, so I think kind of intrinsically tied to DGU East Coast Innova.
Okay, yeah. No, definitely. That definitely makes sense.
I do have just some plastic, a few things just to share out of just to please all the people.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm a pig man like Mr. Robbie C.
Awesome.
So I have my Flippy War Pig that I bag. This is the Flippy Pig. It is very flippy, and then I have its
Okay.
gunmetal backup for hopefully. I don't know.
Nice.
Hopefully, I never have to throw it, but this one is getting comically.
Do you just have
flippy.
one in the bag right now?
I also bag a Ricky GlowPro Pig,
Okay.
just as like a more overstable option. And I've actually fallen in love with shout out Macy Bella Diaz, that Lucid Ice Justice.
Oh, Justice. Yes.
That thing, I always resisted the Justice, but that Lucid Ice one, it just feels amazing. One of the most
yeah.
incredible discs I've ever used. Fallen in love
yeah.
with that thing.
There was we just got some Tour Series ones in that are like 160 gram too. Those things probably bomb.
Oh, the Lucid Air ones, yeah, those.
Yeah, Lucid Air.
I've always been really interested in lightweight, overstable
Yeah.
discs.
Yeah,
Very,
same.
very weird.
Me too.
I just joined Tomb Gang officially. Hashtag Tomb Gang. I got the Infinite Tomb.
Okay.
The Metal Flake Sea Blend Glow tombs. Overstable, kind of straight to overstable putter.
Okay, nice.
And then my favorite disc from my bag is a Big Germ Thunderbird. Shout out Big Germ.
Oh.
Signed by Mr. Large Jeremy himself, and the Wonder Bread bottom stamps too, of course.
Awesome.
If you guys saw my
That
phone
is-
number, give me a call.
Awesome, man. Hey, that is some cool plastic there. Represent the Charlotte area for sure with that Big Germ Thunderbird.
Gotta represent North Carolina, man.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Alrighty, man. Hey, well, thank you so much for joining the show, for being on. I'd love to
Yeah.
hear. I love to hear about Ching. I love to hear about all these new. Well, I mean, they're not new, but new to me. Technologies and different companies and stuff like that. It's so fascinating to me. Just learning more about the history of disc golf, because I feel like there's not really, because the sport is so small. There's not really a ton of history about the sport, if you will, that is that's posted around that you can easily find. So
Quick
it's
plug,
always-
check out the Flying Disc Museum online. I forget their URL, but it's a big crowdsourced project of the history of disc golf.
Really?
Hashtag not a sponsor, but Flying Disc Museum, big, great crowdsourced project. Check it out.
Okay. All right, I will do. That sounds so cool. Because we definitely need one of those in the sport. We definitely need some just history of the sport, because it's so small and it's a ever growing sport, and exciting
Silas,
stuff.
can I date the podcast? Is it okay to congratulate you on your monthly match victory? Is that
Oh,
okay to
yeah.
congratulate you on? Congratulations.
Yes,
Well
thank
done.
you.
I look forward to catching around with you if you're ever up in Asheville, man.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I was actually just in Charlotte, passing by when we went to South Carolina. I have a brother that lives there, so I was just there. So I got.
Did
to
you make
play
it to
some
North
of
Cove?
No, I didn't.
For the Bogey Bro battle, you weren't there? Oh, okay.
I was not there. Nope.
Well, cool.
We have plans to do like a 2-week trip or something, maybe. It's coming up.
Great.
So I'm not sure exactly when, but that should be
Stay tuned.
really fun. Yes, so stay tuned. We got a lot of content stuff in the works, man. So yeah, if you haven't seen Hunter just aced with a tilt,
Oh my goodness.
so that's pretty exciting stuff. You're gonna want to head to our other YouTube page if you haven't already, because it's exciting stuff. You know, there's never a dull moment there, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me, Silas. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Hey, you take care. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
1, 2,